Yes, let me tell him.
Tell him. Motherfucking tell him.
My hot boy summer's over.
Say it like you fucking mean it.
My hot boy summer's over.
Why is it over? Because you have a motherfucker.
What?
You stuttering for?
What?
Tell him I'm your girl. Tell him I'm your fucking girl.
They know that already.
Do they?
Yes.
You've been acting like you fucking single. You've been walking around like it's hot boy summer. It ain't no damn hot boy summer.
That's just a joke.
Oh, that shit's funny. Ha ha ha. You hilarious. Say it like you mean it.
It's not a hot boy summer. And I have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I'm faithful.
And you love her.
I love her.
You her. Who you fucking talking about?
You just said her.
All the girls you be meeting during your hot boy summer.
I love you.
Oh, okay. Say it like you fucking mean it.
I love you.
That hot boy summer shit is canceled.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up right here on GovsRadio.com, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Boxcast. And like my good friend Ken Pichello, he says, we on TV! And yes, indeed, we are, folks. And we are here on PUSUSU, where it is hot boy summer all year round. Hey, everybody, I'm Don Sill, your host. And we have a great show for you today. We have the hilarious Ron Barba will be taking us through Manhattan later today. And also the very funny and talented Jimmy Shubert will talk us through on all the hot topics. That man has a lot to say. And trust me, it's definitely, you don't want to miss it for sure. He goes off. It's great stuff. But right now, without further ado, here is our good buddy, Benny Rizzuti. Benny, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing great, Don. I'm doing, when you did that, we're on TV. I thought I was in the end of the movie 2001, A Space Odyssey.
What a crazy week it's been, as always. And, aside from all the craziness, the normal craziness, the world's going upside down because Ron Jeremy actually has been arrested and facing 90 years in prison for sexual deviancy. Can you believe that one?
No, I can't. Ron Jeremy, a porno legend, is in trouble for sexually assaulting women who have sex for a living.
Go figure, like, even Ron Jeremy managed a porn star for years, very famous Ron Jeremy for making pornography. He finds himself in a sexual harassment charge or rape or something.
He's arrested on several charges, and I believe his bail is set right now at like $6.6 million.
Wow. And this is the guy who can...
He's up for rape and sexual harassment with sex workers. Okay, so the people that are filing the complaints on him are people who get paid to have sex.
All
right?
How bad do you like when you get paid to have sex for a living? That's your job is to go out there and have sex with some of the most gorgeous women in the world. He's been doing it for like 40 years, and still he finds a way to not only harass women, but to actually sexually harass other fellow porn stars.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
That takes a special kind of...
Yes, other fellow workers are the ones that say, oh, he received an award and he grabbed my nipple. He didn't ask my permission to grab my nipple. But dude, 50 guys have been on that nipple.
Yeah, the same girl who just won an award earlier that night for the best anal is now pressed sexual harassment charges on Ron Jeremy for touching her nipple.
Ain't that a pain in the ass?
We clawed, we chained our hearts in vain. We jumped, never asking why.
Well, you know what? Every time I've seen Ron Jeremy in an interview or something like that, he always looks like a douchebag. Like, and I just figured when a guy, in his situation, he's got what do they call it? Big dick energy, BDE. This guy's had that for years. So I just always attribute it to that whenever I'd see him be like a complete jerk off, no pun intended, in all his interviews.
Look, I was raised by feminists. My mom was a lieutenant in World War II. My sisters had great jobs, We're all college graduates, master's degrees. So, I understand, the whole ERA attitude, equal rights amendment. But the fact is, a lot of what's going on is not that. I have no idea what it is.
The world's in trouble when the porn industry is starting to do the Me Too movement. Now we're completely upside down. Not that it's wrong. They have rights too. I'm not suggesting that, ladies. All women have rights, but these are women that, that get paid to have sex and do all kinds of. If you've seen a porno, you know what my point is. So for them to do Me Too, it just says a lot.
And they're only doing Me Too to one guy. And from what some of the things I heard, and there's a woman, what's her name? Ginger Banks, I believe it is, did a 10-minute video and she is a sex worker. So right. She makes movies. She also books porno actresses and stuff. She did a 10-minute video on why Ron Jeremy should not go to any of the award shows. Because when he goes to the awards, I think one of the things, they don't like him. A lot of women don't really like him. And he's considered a legend in the porno industry.
Right.
And I think that bothers people. So this woman, Ginger Banks, did what she could to find out all these women that said what I said, like he went to receive an award and he grabbed my nipple. He did things that were unconsented. They didn't consent because they don't like him. And like you said, you look at the guy looks like he just came out of a garbage dumpster. He does. He
not a classy guy. Yeah.
In this country, you can sue for anything.
Yeah. It's fair to say that Ron Jeremy's probably spending the rest of his life in prison.
Possibly 90 years, they said.
Wow, 90 years.
If any of those stick, he could 90 years in prison, and he'll still have sex all the time. It just won't be with women. But I mean,
wow.
But going after a porn star and saying a porn star is sexually inappropriate is like saying a sumo wrestler is disqualified for being overweight.
I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love.
So, Benny, guess what's coming up next?
Hey, Don, what's coming up next?
Benny, our good friend, Ken Pichelle, the man who coined the phrase, "We on TV!"
Yeah.
He put together a song. And I want you to watch it. Here it is. Check it out. Here we go.
Awesome.
You're on the governor's radio, and this show is a put up and shut up and stand up with your host Don Sill and me, Alfredo Gagoots. I love you. I'm the Bunda. I'm a celebrity chef. Ciao, my friends.
Hey kids, come on, let's shake it loose. The spotlight's on the show, affectionately called PUSUSU. We'll fill you up with laughs tonight, so stick around. You're gonna see a pizza chef and hear comedic sound.
You have any bangs on?
Say, host Don Sill, have you seen him yet? Oh, but he's so spaced out. Benny the Gagoots. A Gagoots, it's weird, but it's wonderful. Oh, Benny, what's it really mean? It's an Italian soup. It's a man of no use. I read it in a street dictionary. Benny the Gagoon.
You're so skinny that a third world country sent you care packages. If I was you, I'd shape my ass and walk backwards. Eli, if I had a face like yours, I'd sue my parents. Your vagina is like the Midtown Tunnel, complete with double lines and a toll booth. You look like a mentally challenged Mr. Potato Head. Bruce, when you were born, the doctor wore a hazmat suit. That's a summer hairdo you got. Who's your hairdresser, the Bride of Frankenstein? You rented a house that was haunted, and the ghost complained to the landlord about you. The last time I saw hair like that was when I made a pee-pee. I've seen people like you before, but I usually have to pay admission.
Yo, killing me, okay? I lost to the Goose. He killed me. I'm done. That was funny. I had no comebacks. Just like he knows me.
I find it hard to believe that out of 1,000 sperm, you were the fastest.
Wow, that's the first ever a tap out.
Yo, that was funny.
A tap out here on Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up.
Hey.
Yes. What do you think, man?
That is so freaking awesome, man. That is great.
We love the Gagoots, man. We love you, Benny. So yes.
Oh, thanks. The Gagoots has made me popular.
And what do you think? Ken Pichel's singing voice, top of this world.
I love Ken Pichel. I love the songs he does. He's a big he's another member of our group of PUSUSU group.
Our PUSUSU family.
It's awesome.
Yes,
I got to tell you, Ken, thank you so much, man. Don, thank you.
Yes,
thank
indeed.
You guys.
Well, now it's time to keep on moving forward, Benny. And here we have an interview with Ron Barba. Ron Barba is a New York comedian, actor, sketch comic, does song parodies. Had a great interview. He takes us through Times Square. He's out and about in Times Square showing us what the city looks like now that it's open. So here he is, Ron Barba.
End it, de Blasio. Forget it, Cuomo. Virus is over. Get back to work.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. And our first guest today is just a great guy. I've been following him for years on following everything he's been doing since all the way back when he did this thing with Bob Ross. That's why I don't paint and I've just been a big fan of him for years. He's a stand-up comedian, a sketch comic, he does song parodies, he's an actor. He does it all. And right now he's walking the city streets of Manhattan as we speak. Here he is.
We're open.
Yes,
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, we're open right now. So I'm coming outside to show you how open we are. We're not inside anymore, okay? Not until Cuomo or de Blasio block us down again. We're open. We're going into Times Square. Screw it, all right? That's what this interview is going to do. We're a block away, Don.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me on the show, man. What's going on?
Yeah, this is awesome, man. This is great. So you're now out in the city streets. You're heading to Times Square as we speak.
As we speak, a block away. Theaters closed down till who knows when.
It's got to be awesome to be out and about in Manhattan again, but also there's probably a lot less crowds, so it's nice in that regard too.
It's great. I was just downtown, and I take bikes all over the city bikes, and I was just cruising up just now and just flying with the whole. There was a whole city to myself. It was beautiful, and I'm like, enjoy it now because in a month or two it's just going to be jam packed and dangerous when you're on the bike and everything. I'm like, oh, look at this! I have the whole city to myself. So no, it was quite beautiful.
And now you're walking in what normally is an extremely busy area. You're not no mask. You're just out there just doing it.
Yeah, no mask, and everyone's got a mask on, and a lot of people gave me shit online for not wearing a mask, but I figured last year I felt like I was going to die. I was in Europe. I had a problem right over my heart, and I literally was on the street of Barcelona, and I was like, I almost felt like I was going to die.
I could say anything to you right now, and it wouldn't matter.
You don't have to do that to me. Just come as you are.
We love you, Ron.
All it was a muscle tear that was over my lung. But I felt like I was dead. I was going to die for like 4 hours. I really did feel that way. And after that, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna live in fear of death. When it's my turn, it's my turn. So when this all came about, I wear the mask, and I think I have it right now. Yeah, because I have to in my building. But if I don't have to wear it outside, I'm not going to. And knock on wood, I've been okay. I've been fine.
Oh, I'm still alive. Yeah, COVID.
I'm kind of with you on that. I think when you're outside, you're fine. I think the mask is more just for respect of other people that might
Yes.
be, you know, afraid of getting it, or that if you're asymptomatic or any of those things. But I think if I'm you right now, if I'm walking around Manhattan, I'm walking right next to you with no mask on too, man.
But yeah, so no, that's the deal. And you know, people on the street, I would say, a good 95% of them still have masks on. And you know, when you go into the shops, you have to have it on. Now, before this, I went to Georgia. As soon as Georgia opened up, I went to Georgia because they were opening up, because I was getting so tired and bored being up here.
Right.
And then Florida opened up, and I was in Florida for a month.
Right.
And they were completely opened up. And so now New York is. And I mean, I think New York's going to come back big too. It's like a lot of people are nervous about it, but I'm like, we're going to be fine. This is just a little vacation.
I agree.
New York's going to turn around big way. And when Broadway comes back, it's going to go big here too. I don't know when they're slated to come back, but I think it's going to be good.
I know a lot of comedy clubs are starting to open back up again. I'm not sure if they're open in Manhattan yet, but out here on the island, on Long Island they are. So that's good to see. It's good to see, like you said, things getting back to normal, some kind of normalcy. And
it was crazy. I mean, I live here, you know, I live right a block away from here, from where we are in Times Square. And just to be walking around Times Square, with nobody here every day. I think I did that for probably a week. Now, look at Times Square. This is why we did this interview outside. Look at this place.
Wow, there we go. We're in Times Square.
Pretty soon, the Dirty Elmos will be here. We'll go over to them right now. The dirty creatures.
They're there
right now. We'll just see if they're there. When I saw a couple of them the other day, and it was just the two of them and no one else, because there were no tourists. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? They had their full Batman outfit on, and whoever the woman was. It was just hilarious, though. But at least when I saw them, I'm like, there's hope that they're even coming back.
I think if you go near the Dirty Elmos, you should wear the mask. And that
the song, la 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 la, Elmo song.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You know, those are some scary people, much scarier than the virus. and that's what you stay away from. But yeah, so I mean, it's looking good right now. Look at this place.
Wow, so you're right in the heart right now of it.
Yep, yeah. I live right here. We're on 46th Street right here, and I live on 46th and 8th. I live a block away.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah, so it's good. And again, it's like you said, you know, I was in Florida, and people are like, why are you going back to New York? You know, it's closed, and it's awful, you know, the whole spirit of it. And I said, because it's opening up, and I want to be there when it opens. So
there you go.
This is what it looks like when it opens, and there's no tourists here yet. So it's still it's good. This is eventually.
Give us like a pan. Can you just give us a pan?
Yeah, here we go. I'm going to do the whole thing.
Wow.
Can we see the whole thing? Here we go.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Very cool. Yeah, it's crazy to see it that empty even now. Wow.
I know. Because, I mean, this time.
Wow, this is crazy.
This time any other year, you can barely move through here. You'd be like this. You'd be like walking like this and like this and like this.
Right. You'd be like
this. And it would be just jam-packed. I mean, this place would be in full swing. Are you kidding me? June in New York, it's like everybody comes here from all over the world. Our country and other countries, they got to be here. This is, you know, probably the most famous destination spot. There's so much energy here.
Yeah, one of the most famous spots, right? 6 o'clock in the afternoon. This place would normally, on a Tuesday evening, would be insane right now, and here you are just walking carefree through there.
It's great.
You got to enjoy it while you can, but
totally. I used to stand right here. That's my spot right here. This spot is right in front of the tickets, and I used to bark for a show at Broadway Comedy Club, which is actually where I perform a lot. They're only a few blocks up, but I used to yell with people everywhere, and I'd be like, and my hook line was, terrible comedy, ladies and gentlemen. We got some awful comedy. The worst comedians you'll ever see right over here. And people would always turn and be like, what the hell? It was just, that was my hook to get them in.
Right, nice.
Yeah. So I just wanted to bring over here. And so right up here is the famous Caroline's, is a block up.
Oh, there you go. Caroline's Comedy Club.
Yeah. There was one. Nothing's really boarded up. I guess, I don't know if they hit this place, but when I got back a week ago, they have all the streets right here blocked off because they didn't want any looters or protesters coming into Times Square. I mean, are you kidding me? All these all these windows.
Oh, forget about it.
The kind of damage they can do. So, yes. Hold on, I don't know if you can hear me right now.
I can still hear you. I hear the sirens, but
hey, you know you're back in the city. This is, but yeah. So they blocked off all these. They block off the streets at night. They've done it less and less. Here we go.
There you go. Now it feels like New York. Now it feels
like. Look at this value of this interview. You're getting full on 3D human beings everywhere.
This is awesome.
In the heart. You're in the heart, baby.
Yeah, this is great.
Reporting to you live.
Now, since you've been back in New York,
yep,
and you came just in time for the riots and the protests.
Oh, perfect time. Right. Well, I was in Florida. And then I had people here sending me little clips. So, you know, those clips that scare the hell out of anybody that's like living a regular life. They're like, oh my God, they're going to destroy our whole city. That's what the videos all look like.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They're like, don't come back. Do not come back. They're like, I have like a few friends up here, do not come back. So actually, I think I did delay it a week. And then we were getting closer. I'm like, well, we'll still see. And they're like, it's still not good. And I'm like, I don't care. It's going to open up. People are going to be fine. And, you know, I'm lucky. It has been fine. It's been good. You know, it's been, I think people have been cool. They have protesters still, but, you know, it's very peaceful. It's not the breaking things and destroying things.
Right.
So I think people are getting tired of it. They're in the mood for just enjoying the summer now and not being so angry, whatever the things that are angering them. I think they're letting go a lot of it. I'm sure there's still a lot of people that are still angry, but a lot of people letting go, and they're starting to enjoy it. And that's what it's looking like right now.
Exactly. And now here we are. You're in the heart of the city, and you don't see any Elmos or anything, anybody like that.
The Elmos. So normally the Elmos would be right in this area, and they block them all off because they had to make a law. There were so many of them. They were just attacking the people, you know, like zombies. And they were like, we got to do something about these people. So they put them in a little area and they have them blocked off. But I don't see any right there. Like I said, there's no reason to be here. If there's no tourists here, there's no reason to be with Dirty Elmo, because that's the whole reason they did. They get a buck off the people, and they're seeing that, oh, there's no tourism here. So why even come here right now? And we're in phase 2, which means that restaurants can now do stuff outside. And then phase 3, which I think is in 2 weeks, is going to be an orgy. They're allowed to do orgies.
Orgies are back.
Yeah. So phase 3 is going to be inside, and then you can have, I think, half the capacity. Which I'm at a place where I started this speaking with you. I work for the guy over there. Like, we have a show downstairs in a huge showroom. So I want to see if we can maybe do a show in a couple weeks. We'll see if we can do that, because if we just do this, you know, the social distancing and get half the capacity, I would think that we could do a show in there. But it's not. It's not cabaret. It's a weird kind of thing. It's not Broadway. We're just off Broadway. So we're toying with that idea to actually do a show in 2 weeks in New York City, which would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be cool? You're the first one to do it and get back into it.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Here come the cars coming down 7th.
Yeah, this is great, man. This is like bittersweet.
I'm loving it. That's what I said. Like, sorry. Hey, so sorry.
No,
the bikers. See, see, it's good though. This is good for the show.
Yeah.
Bikers yelling at me. We got the masked people. I see people without masks. I see a lot of people talking to themselves. So COVID didn't get everybody. A whole lot of homeless. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I found the pay. I just found our big payoff. Here we go. You ready, folks?
Right, yes.
Here comes the reveal. Here comes the reveal.
Yeah, we found some Elmos. Wow, you found two Elmos. You think they'll talk to us?
Of course they will, but then they want my money, and I'm not getting it. No, you're not paying me for the interview.
Spider-Man. Wow,
Spider-Man, and then like a weird Thor. Spidey's here. No, because I can't. I'm doing an interview. I can't give any money.
They all want the money, man.
Yeah, you know what it is. Like, it's like, hey, come over. It's just like everything else.
Yeah.
Hey, come here, excuse me. If everyone's in the street in New York City and they go to you, hello, sir, hi. It's like you go the other way. They're not there. They're not your friend.
Right. Yeah.
And they don't care. And they don't care. Yeah, they don't care about you. And they don't care about being nice to you.
If you find a Statue of Liberty on stilts, then
run.
Hit the jackpot.
Run the other way, right?
Yeah.
So that was it. So we did see them. So those are the three that you saw there. It's just look at them. They couldn't even get me to go over to them. So
That's awesome.
City, Black Eyed Peas.
Wow. Very cool.
It's always cool here. I mean, Times Square is still an amazing place. Like most people, I guess, discussing. Yeah, you don't want to run through this thing when there's tourists everywhere. But this is actually a nice time to go through this, and it's just so cool. No matter what. I mean, I've lived in this area now for 9 years, and I love it. It's got so much energy here.
It never gets old. Yeah, I worked in the city for a little bit at Madison Square Garden, and every day it never gets old. The energy there, especially coming from Long Island, every day in the train in, the energy in Manhattan is like no other in anywhere else in the world. So, and even now, I can feel the energy from you, and it's an empty Times Square, and I can still feel that vibe is still there.
Exactly. And that's a big reason why I wanted to come back to it, because even being in Florida when it was opened up, I'm like, you guys are about as much fun opened as New York is quarantined.
Yeah.
That just sounds right too.
America's back.
It's just not a fun place. You know, I mean, it's a very nice, relaxing place to go and retire. When you want to give up your life, you go to Florida, just call it a life. But you know, if you get bitten by the New York City bug, and you know, I'm from Connecticut, you're from Long Island, right?
Yeah, yep.
So we both have this as our center point. This is the center point where you just come if you like this energy, and I do. And you know, I love performing, I love theater, and we have all these new shows, FX. Yeah. So you know, I love being back here, and like I said, I think the timing is good. There's people coming back probably after July 4th. There'll probably be more coming then. But I'm like, I want to come right when it's getting back. And it's actually cool seeing things open up and them trying to figure out how they're going to make money, you know, serving and doing the social distancing and the masks as they try to do business again, try to get it going again. And I think it's going to come back fine, like I said. We'll see.
Yeah, this is cool. And it is nice to see it opened up. It's nice to see you walking around. And with all the craziness in the world, it's good to feel kind of that sense of normalcy again.
Yes, it really is. You know, it's about being positive. And even in the throes when people were at their angriest, and you're hearing stuff you can't believe. You got to understand that most people are like this, the way we are today. They just want peace. They just want peace and tranquility and enjoy their life and not have hectic, irrational anger. I shouldn't say irrational. There was a lot of anger that made sense, and you had to understand it. But you don't want to carry that with you every day.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to. It's anxiety. It's burdensome. I certainly got into arguments because you couldn't get in arguments face to face, but arguments online with people. I lost so many friends online, social media and all that.
It's crazy.
It just creates a lot of anxiety, you know. And I was like, you know, was that worth it? I don't mind it because I said what I had to say. I had a lot of strong opinions about a lot of this stuff as it went on, and so some people didn't respect my opinion. It's so funny. I respected their opinion, but they didn't respect mine. And once they didn't respect mine, it was like, you're an asshole.
There you go.
You're this, you're that. I was like, whoa, excuse me.
Wow.
Excuse me for believing what I believe.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there was a lot of that, you know. And so I don't think it's going to be like that. I've definitely backed off with, you know, poking people with some stuff that I'd say in social media. I will occasionally do it if I feel strongly, but I'm like, you know what? Everyone wants to have a good time now. Hopefully the stress is over, and we can get back to just enjoying and laughing and like this weather, like just walking around right now.
Gorgeous day.
It's like been perfect. It's been a week of just perfect days here. It's just been ideal. It's like we had all that awful tumult going on, and then they're like, God came and said, all right, now we'll just give you perfect days. Now, how are you going to deal with this? You going to get along? Can you get along with each other? I'll give you the best weather to get along with each other.
Exactly.
How are you going to get mad at somebody right now when it's 70 degrees with a cool breeze?
Yeah, it's
you loser.
Well, speaking of opinions and all that kind of stuff, I want to take you through this little segment we have called This or That.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. Or you can get with this, or you can get with that.
Okay.
Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot?
Loch Ness Monster.
The Loch Ness Monster is real.
Bill Cosby or Chris D'Elia?
Oh, Bill Cosby. Look, that's a funny one. What a funny two pairing. What a pairing.
Bill Cosby will get a chance at freedom thanks to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court.
Yeah, Bill Cosby, the old Bill Cosby.
Ron Jeremy or Jeremy Piven?
Jeremy Piven, you got to be. I just watched, what's that? What was the show? Entourage. I just watched that over the pandemic. He's so good in that.
Who you with, you better step it up.
Got MILF?
NASCAR or Formula One?
Do I have to answer that one? I'm not a race car guy, so I wouldn't even NASCAR. It sounds cooler.
Led by reigning Cup Series champion Kyle Busch in green, and their crews, the entire garage area has rallied around Bubba Wallace and the number 43 today.
Formula One sounds like something you give to your baby, right? You're a dad, right?
Yeah, Formula One.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton or Christian Bale?
Oh, Michael Keaton.
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
Oh, I love Christian Bale too. He's a great actor, but Michael Keaton. You got to go with Keaton. He's funnier. I'll take a guy that's a little more lighthearted than the guy yelling at the guy on set. You get here in my eye line.
No! Don't shut me up! Am I gonna walk around and rip your fucking lights down in the middle of a scene? Then why the fuck are you walking right through? Da-da-da-da, like this in the background. What the fuck is it with you?
Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon?
Oh, Fallon. He's got that music talent. I love music.
With my hair back and forth.
Musical talent.
30 Rock or Third Rock from the Sun?
30 Rock, definitely 30 Rock.
Listen to yourself, Pete. I mean, I don't want to sound racist, but that Peter Pocket might be a terrorist.
Bob Ross or Rick Ross?
Bob Ross. Are you kidding me?
White man with an afro, a giant palette in my hand. Always wearing those 70s blue jeans, painting portraits of the land.
Mets or Yankees?
Yankees fan. Always a Yankees fan. I'm a New York fan, and I do like the Mets, but Yankees fan.
Andrew Cuomo or Perry Como?
Anything off of Andrew Cuomo. Yes, Perry Como. I don't even know what Perry Como sings, but Perry Como.
I'll be there for you to care for you. The laughter and the tears.
Cancel culture or culture club?
Oh, gotta be. I tumble for ya. I tumble for ya. I tumble. Gotta be Culture Club. Boy George.
I'll tumble for you.
There you go. I think we already have the answer to this next one. Is mask or no mask?
That was, yeah. I mean, you know the answer to that. No mask. So look at, I got it.
Hey, there you go.
I got it on me. I'm representing.
There you go.
But this is voluntary. I don't think I'm going to be doing it.
Chaz or Chop?
What's Chop? I love Chop.
They changed the name from Chaz to Chop.
Oh, really? I had no idea. I thought that was the TV. There's a place you can eat here called Chopped, I think. That's what I think. It's like salads. So I'll go with Chopped salads.
You can get with this, or you can get with that, or you can get with this.
And finally, we got John Bolton or Michael Bolton.
Oh, Michael Bolton. I'm from Connecticut. Michael Bolton he used to live in Westport, Connecticut. So it's got to be Michael Bolton. Yep.
Yeah, well, at least your name isn't Michael Bolton.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that name.
There was nothing wrong with it until I was about 12 years old, and that no-talent ass clown became famous and started winning Grammys.
Very cool. And that's it. That's our This or That. That was great. Thank you for doing that with us.
Oh, of course, Don, of course.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. Or you can get with this, or you can get with that. Or you can get with this.
Also, before I let you go, we just want to know, where could everybody find you and online and see some of your stuff?
You know, so you just look at Ron Barba, RONBARBA. You can look at Ron Barba for my Facebook and Instagram, and then I'm going to be doing a couple of these plays on Zoom, which I hate Zoom, but I'm in some really funny and good plays coming up, and they're coming in. The first one's going to be in July 12th. I mean, that's a long ways away. Yeah. But there's nothing going on inside. So Zoom, I'm doing a reading for this play called Walter's Dead, and it's really funny. So just if you just plug on me on Facebook or Instagram, you know, I post whenever I'm doing stuff pretty regularly to get people interested.
Excellent.
Yeah, buddy. Absolutely.
Well, Ron, I really appreciate you taking time and taking us through Manhattan right now. This is awesome.
This is great. I had a great time with you, Don. I hope you enjoyed it. We're on 6th Avenue now. We're going to keep going. New York's coming back. We've got Phase 3 coming. The orgy, like I said, in 2 weeks. So, you know, New York is back, and it's coming back. So, you know, I appreciate you having me on the show, man. That was a great talk.
Yeah, you're awesome. I love you, man. I've been following you for a long time. It's good to finally get kind of a face-to-face with you.
Absolutely.
So God bless, man. And,
absolutely.
Yeah, we're looking forward to 2 weeks with the big orgy. It's going to be fantastic.
We'll get our grapes ready.
Take care. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks, Don. Thank you so much for having me, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Hey, y'all. This is Ken Pichelle. You are watching Hood Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up, affectionately known as PUSUSU, here on Gov's Comedy Club Radio, Facebook, YouTube, Boxcast. Wait, Boxcast? We on TV! We on TV, y'all! Another one. See the people walking down the street, earbuds in, you know they're listening to Gov's Comedy Club Radio. Oh, but why just audio? Cause we on TV, we on TV, we on TV. Yeah, we on TV. We on TV.
All right, Benny. Again, the crazy news just keeps on going. Even in music, the Dixie Chicks have changed their name. They've taken out the Dixie and are just leaving Chicks. So they guess the Chicks now.
We're ashamed the President of the United States is from Texas. So
I think the Chicks are dicks.
Chicks with dicks.
The Chicks are dicks because, you know, now there's nothing wrong with Dixie. All right, Dixie. That's a, you know, it's like a reflection of the Dixie Chicks. I didn't see anything offensive. I'm looking at it as a publicity stunt.
I do not know why we cannot play Dixie anymore.
I think it is offensive.
You are just saying that because the media and the politically correct movement has told you to think that.
They wanted to continue slavery. They were fighting to enslave people like me.
That was so long ago.
Well, it's just in time for their new song, March, March, March. But you know what? It's got me thinking, though, with the Dixie Chicks and, you know, and Rhode Island has changed their name, too. You know, it's just now just Rhode Island. It used to be Rhode Island Providence of Plantations or something. They're taking that out, so it's only Rhode Island, so it won't really matter to us. But on the flag, it will just say Rhode Island. It won't say Providence of the Plantation anymore.
I have heard from so many African Americans in Rhode Island, actually, particularly in the past couple of weeks, as I've been really amping up my efforts to listen, that it's a painful thing to see. Like state employees, every time they get their paycheck, they have to see the word plantation.
But it's got me thinking about our name, and I think that the name, you know, Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up could be a little offensive because of the shut up part of it. It's kind of rude. It's like,
it's a little rude.
It's
You're
like
right.
very offensive. Like, who are we telling to shut up? Are we, you know what I mean? It just could be. Yeah. I'm offended.
Shut up! Shut up! I'll fucking take care of you later. Shut up! Shut up!
Shut up! Sit down and shut up.
Shut up. Shut up!
So I just want to change the name of the show to, put up. Shh, can you please be quiet and stand up? All right.
All right. Yeah. Put up. Please be quiet and stand up if you want to. If you want to sit, that's okay too.
There you go. So that's
the whole show is going to be a big title.
And it's very hard to make that an acronym like PUSUSU. It will now have to be like, I don't know. We have to figure that out.
Put up, be quiet, stand up if you want. If you don't want to, nobody's twisting your arm. Why don't we just call it nobody's twisting your arm?
So that's it. Those put up, please be quiet, and stand up only if you want to. Otherwise, remain seated. Okay, so that's the new.
I think we should change the name to that. But Ken Pichel's gonna have to write a new song.
Shut up.
My name is Silvio Dante. My friend Don Sil, he's got a great show. What's it called?
Put up, stand up, and shut up. No, put up, shut up, and stand up. I keep getting that wrong.
Put up, what is it again?
Put up, shut up, and stand up.
I don't know the name of it, but everybody else does.
Put up, shut up, or stand up. Right? Put up, shut up, stand up. Put up, stand up, and shut up.
We'll start over.
Put up, stand up, shut up.
Put up, shut up, and stand up. You gotta watch Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up with Don Sills. We just had a fucking blast.
That's what I thought. Put up, shut up, stand up. That's what I was gonna say.
Hey, Benny. Guess what time it is?
Don, what time is it?
It is time for Professor Fedora's Top 5.
Well, hello, Dr. Fedora again with my new top 5 of things that I've learned this week. What's number 5? Ron Jeremy's in the news all of a sudden, which I don't know why. All those wonderful movies he keeps making.
Don't you ever say, I just walked away. I will always want you.
What's number 4? What I'm hearing that the corona is growing in cases again. So I'm not going to visit my cousin over there in California. What's number 3? Why is Trump always trying to take pictures in front of things? In front of churches? In front of walls? What are you trying to do? Get in the cover of Maxim?
Stay by. We have a great country. That's my thoughts. This country is the world. Great.
What's number 2? Once I have great news, everybody. Once I hear that Long Island is in phase 3, I can finally go ahead and eat that big slice of pizza with my friend again, inside a restaurant.
Yummy, 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 I got love in my tongue.
What's number 1? Once I always tell you to go ahead and watch PUSUSU. But Don Sill, what are you going to be doing next week for the 4th of July?
Oh, man, you know. I'm going to be lighting firecrackers like crazy, man.
Wow, that's so exciting.
People of planet Earth, it's me, Greg Proops from Whose Line Is It Anyway? How long have you had that? I'm here in command headquarters, and I have an order for you. Make sure you watch Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up on govsradio.com, Facebook Live, and follow them on YouTube. They're on TV. This has been an order from the Maximum Command module here, located somewhere on Earth.
No wonder there's no more customer service. I don't gotta tell you people, you're out there, they want you to check yourself out at the supermarket. I was picking a couple of guys, goes, yeah, let's go over there and check yourself out. I was like, I don't work here. Did I accidentally fill out a job application while I was over in the produce section?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is a hilarious guy who's been doing this for a long time, and he's not afraid to tell it like it is. And in this temperature that we're living in right now, we need more of that. His latest comedy special, Zero Tolerance, is available now on Vimeo on demand. Here he is.
It's also the album's out as well. Zero Tolerance, his new album out on iTunes, available. Just came out May 15th, so if people want to buy that, it's only $9, but it's 57 minutes of hilariousness.
Yeah, there you go. Zero Tolerance with Jimmy Shubert. Jimmy, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. I'm doing well. I got other than getting back to work, I'm actually enjoying the time in quarantine. I'm cooking. I'm making pizza dough. I'm reading like 4 books at the same time. I'm walking 5-6 miles every day.
There you go.
I'm trying to use the time positively. Trying to figure out. I don't watch the news. I have the news shut off.
Nice.
Just try to listen to music. I stay away from all the silliness. So, and there's a lot of that. Yeah. So, just trying to get through like everybody else and maintain my mental health.
And I think it's great that you've done, some productive stuff during your, the quarantine time, because for me, I feel like that the sand in the bottle, I didn't take advantage of it as much as I should have. I didn't do much around the house. I kind of dropped the ball in that regard. So I always envy guys like you who took advantage of it.
It was just, it started out like, I thought it'd be a month. It started into 3. And so initially I was kind of like you. And then I said, you know what? I travel so much. Like, I travel like crap. Like every week you're on an airplane. So for me not to have to go to the airport every month, I've done some shows. I did a parking lot show up in Rochester, New York, a comedy to Carlson. I just did a show in Phoenix. We did a social distancing show. I've done a corporate Zoom show now. So I've kind of done the different shows that you could do here. Hold on, let me shut off this TV.
All right.
I'm watching my, I got the forensic files on, you know what I mean?
Nice.
If I'm not watching the forensic files, I'm watching Law and Order, you know what I mean?
Right.
I watch so much Law and Order, I can negotiate a Class A felony down to a Class D misdemeanor. I've become Clarence Darrow in the quarantine, you know what I mean?
There you go.
Coming up with, legal strategies for Leopold and Loeb, you know what I mean?
And you might need some legal strategies down the road. Like you said, things we said 20 years ago could come back and haunt us today.
Well, it's so funny because someone just told me that all the jobs in show business now are a lot of researchers going through people's social media and going through their lives and looking for any racism or sexual explicit content or different stuff like that.
Just destroying people. That's their whole,
It's gotten to look, here at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Nobody's perfect. Everybody is flawed in a sense. You completely take the human element out of it. People can start out here and evolve and change and become better as human beings. Kevin Hart, didn't host the Oscars because of something he said 10 years ago or something he said 15 years ago, which he apologized for 10 years ago and then apologized for 5 years ago. And the apologies aren't enough now. And it's like it just happened. If something happens in the quarantine, they already had their torches lit and their pitchforks sharpened, and they're just looking for a reason to, cancel everybody, put everybody out of business, which is, it's a little crazy. Sorry, man, I'm making my sauce, so I got to stir it a little bit.
Nice, very
good. I'm talking to you.
Cool. Are you making the pizza dough as well? Are you making pizza? Or you just making
pizza dough I already made. I made four pizza doughs. Now I'm heating up a little gnocchi for lunch. I have a little bit of my gravy for the noodles, my red sauce, my Sunday sauce, a little bit left over. So I'm doing that, and just I know I've become I'm a cook, man. I'm cooking up a storm.
This is great.
The good thing is, the pizza dough. You can make 4 pizza doughs with 3.5 cups of flour. It's nothing. And I love, I've been experimenting with different pizzas, like the California barbecue, a little barbecue sauce, in with the red sauce, with a little bit, I got the whole milk mozzarella that I use, and a couple, I chiffon up a couple of basil leaves, put that on top. So I'm just making kind of different pizzas.
Nice. You're making me hungry right now. I'm actually in the mood to try.
Well,
the
I got to
California
tell
pizza.
you, being able to cook in a quarantine is a useful skill set.
Yeah.
Probably the most useful skill set is being able to cook.
Yeah, it's true. And you're getting out there making your own pizza dough is kind of inspiring me now, even though I feel like, we're all getting back to normal. Maybe it's not too late for me to create my own pizza dough.
No, it's not. It's real simple. It's 3.5 cups of a 00 chef's flour. You put in, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You heat up about 1.5 cups of water. Put the yeast in, a little pinch of sugar to get it activated, and then I think it's a nice heaping tablespoon of sugar, and you just mix in a bowl and you cover it. You let it rise for about 1.5 hours, and then you put it on the little flour, and you put it on, cut up in nice 4 little balls. You roll them in perfect little cylinders, and I wrap them in clear wrap to keep them, because it's easier to stretch that way. It takes 15 minutes. It's great.
And you learned all this during the quarantine.
Yeah, I've been making a lot of different stuff. All the. I love to cook anyway. I find it to be very therapeutic.
I'm trying to eat healthy. That's tough to eat healthy. I was at this place called Hugo's for breakfast the other day. They had a thing on the menu called a protein scramble. In my head, I'm going, that just sounds healthy. And I read the ingredients. Basically, it was an egg omelet with chicken meat in it. Yeah, a chicken omelet, which is wrong.
And so you're there. You're a bachelor. You're on your own over there.
Yeah, I am. I live by myself, and I'm glad I do. I'm kind of a bit in monk mode, I'm kind of resorted back to, do my walks in the morning. I come back and say my rosary. I'm not interested in any stupid silliness. There's a lot of things going on in comedy with a lot of people that are being investigated for certain things. And
I believe I'm a fucking crazy motherfucker. You understand? I sit there and I think, okay, dude, I'm getting tortured. Let's do this, motherfucker.
You kind of mentioned a little bit of some of the comedians, the certain guys out there who have some heat on them right now, for how they act, for things they said on stage. For other guys, it's for how they acted off stage, and whatnot. Is this a scary time for comedians? Is this a time where you got to keep your guard up?
The thing is, because a lot of these guys are famous, so it's easy to go after them. But I guarantee if you go in a used car lot, I guarantee and there's a sexy secretary, I bet she gets harassed by a lot of the salesmen that do a lot of it.
Right, yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of industries where people do this stuff. I believe in due process. I mean, you can make all the accusations you want, but unless there's proof, you can't just go ruin someone's life because it seems to be the hip thing to do now. As far as I can tell, talking with women isn't illegal. I mean, even if the guy's older and some of the women are a little younger, that is not a crime. It's certainly creepy a little bit, but it's not a crime. It's a nightclub. I mean, that's what people do. You go out to a nightclub and guys, you're sitting out there. There's a single lady. I mean, I don't know this. It's an incredibly ridiculous standard that you're holding comedians to. I mean, comedians have always been fucked up. I don't get to mention Lenny Bruce or fucking Fatty Arbuckle all the way back to the 20s. Yeah. I mean, there's a history of guys that comedians are supposed to be like a little bit of damaged, and so it's just sometimes when you think everything's going so great in your career and you're killing it and you take the eye off the prize and you think you feel like you're indestructible and you can do whatever you want, you can't.
Comedian Chris D'Elia is strongly denying some allegations that surfaced online, actually multiple allegations that surfaced online this week about him contacting, texting, reaching out to many young women, and some of them who say they were underage at the time, when they were in contact with Chris.
You can't. I mean, I know a lot of this is some of it's bullshit. I'm waiting to see what the facts are and the deal is. Having somebody communicate with a girl that's younger than him, that's not illegal if she's of age. It seems like there was, maybe some of the other stuff going on. I don't know. I'm just,
Yeah, and like you said, there's
everybody's
not a crime.
in a rush.
Right.
You get this mob mentality, and everybody's in a rush to convict him in a court of public opinion. He's entitled to due process like everybody is. Like Charles Manson was entitled to due process. You can't just go, I mean, you would think, especially after it seems like a lot of people have been canceled because of this pandemic, you figure you understand that a little more. What cancel culture did is you're not allowed to make a living now. Your career is over now. And you're going to go, hey, how the fuck do you like it? The universe, when I think the universe is going, hey, hold my beer. I'll show you some fucking cancel culture. Look, if somebody did something and they're guilty of breaking a law, fine. If they're guilty of being a creep, fine. But doesn't mean, I mean, I don't know where you go from here. I mean, a lot of this stuff is, it seems overzealous. It seems like it's kind of contrived. Look, there's accusations made. Anybody can do a screen grab. You got Photoshop now. People are pretty good at Photoshop. I mean, there's a lot of things that can be said and done that make it appear that someone's guilty. Whether they are or not is different. They try to go, I mean, it seems to me like a lot of people are going after, Joe Rogan said some things, and it seems like,
now he's,
now they're going after all Joe Rogan's friends.
She's lucky she paid $100. I had girls sucking my dick and giving me coke from Chewy. You think I'm fucking kidding you? Fuck yeah, you gotta suck my dick to get up in the belly room. I'll make a call for you. That's the fucking gateway into coming to Hollywood. Everybody knows that.
How many girls did you have do that?
Oh, 20 of them. I had this.
Right.
So,
Joey Diaz and
Joey Diaz and Brian Callen and some of these other folks. And so, look, man, you want to. So that seems like I'm not an idiot. I mean, there's no coincidence as far as I'm concerned. It seems like, that seems who they're going after.
Is comedy turning a page? I don't think comedy will ever go away, but is it now like going to be?
Hey, you know what?
Less edgy.
I'll tell you this right now. My gnocchi's ready. I'm gonna pour it in the thing.
All right,
I'll tell you this right now. You can't create fucking comedy like that. You can't create comedy like that. You can't sit there and go, well, this is funny. Comedy is fucking comedy. I don't know who these people think they are. You're going to tell us, hey, you're not there when I'm writing my jokes. You're not there, I mean, writing comedy is very fucking difficult. You know what I mean? I mean, you're going to tie my hands behind my back now?
Yeah, and it comes from a real place, too. Right, yeah, exactly. And it comes from...
Well, let me tell you something, man. The further that a society drifts from people who drifts from the truth, the more they hate people who speak it. I mean, if you look at a lot of this, they politicize this virus. They think we're as dumb as they are. They really do. They try to run all this, it's just, on one side of it, I go, yeah, okay, fine. We were supposed to flatten the curve. Yeah, and we're sheltering in place. Now we're supposed to wear masks. Now you're supposed to rat out your neighbor. And now you're supposed to pretend like I'm living in Berlin in 1934. You know what? Go fuck yourselves. I'm sick of it. I'm ready for a Chinese hooker from Wuhan province with an itchy crotch and a runny nose.
Me so horny. Me love you long time.
I don't believe it anymore. I don't believe it. The experts have been wrong at every fucking turn. You know? They've been wrong almost about everything. So, I can't even watch fucking CNN. These people are fucking morons. I mean, your job is to report the fucking truth and let us be able to make up our minds. And that's not enough for these fucking assholes. They want to, they got some kind of narrative going. They want to, ruin the U.S. economy. So whatever to do. I really do. I think this is at some point a concerted effort to destroy the U.S. economy. I got to get my whole milk mozzarella out and put it on top. Let it fucking
nice.
Who you think you're dealing with? Jackie Bananas? Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. You'd like to. I mean, I just think the whole world's fucking insane now. I really do.
We really have become a nation of pussies. Get used to it. It's over.
Everything has gone crazy. I mean, every week it's like.
Well, yeah, but that's what it seems like. It's a concerted effort.
Yeah.
You're burning cities and fucking looting shops. I mean, people are already suffering in a pandemic, and you fucking fully took advantage of this. I'm not going with it anymore. I think this is like fucking Antifa. These people are homegrown fucking communists. They think it's okay to ruin people's businesses and tear down statues. Look, fucking history's history. And if it offends you, fucking great. But you should know it so you don't repeat it. But it also belongs to everybody. You don't get to go through and tear down fucking statues of abolitionists or destroy, in Boston, there's a statue of an African-American slave kneeling in front of Lincoln that they want to tear down.
Right.
If you put that in historical context, the slave, because Abraham Lincoln ended slavery, they bowed before him, and he said, "No, you stand up. You bow before God." So in a historical context, if you know what that means, then that's what it is. But
exactly.
It says that it's a statue that's supposed to represent freedom, but to me, it represents submissiveness. It represents know your place, because that's where you belong.
I don't think these people know history. I think a lot of these are rich white kids from the suburbs that, mommy and daddy have taken. I mean, all those kids that got participation fucking trophies? Well, they're all grown up now, and this is what the fuck they're doing.
You're part of the fucking problem. And I hope the fuck that your children treat you the way you deserve to be treated.
I'm agreeing with everything you say, and I think we're on the same page. I think most reasonable people these days are all in line with that sort of thinking, where we've had enough is enough. We don't like watching these Antifa kids burning down our cities, tearing down our statues. They're making the decisions for us, while our leaders are just sitting idle, not doing anything about it. It's very frustrating. And like you said,
I think it's interesting that it's everybody has to shelter in place and wear masks, and then but you don't have to wear them during the looting or the protesting. That's fine. What do you think? I'm an asshole?
Right.
Yeah. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Exactly.
There's going to be some really sick people here in a couple of weeks because of all this stuff. Well, there's not, and it's going to expose the thing as all bullshit. So, I mean, that's just my take on it.
and also to the next thing is with gun control. They took guns away from Elmer Fudd and the Bugs Bunny cartoons. I don't know if you've seen that or.
Well, here's the fucking thing, because that's the only people they can take away from are fucking fictional characters. Because nobody with half a brain in their head is not. You've done more for fucking gun sales this last 3 months than you could ever fucking imagine. Gun stores are sold out. People are lining up and waiting for 3 hours to buy a fucking gun. So your argument about guns, you could take them off Elmer Fudd, but if you come from fucking mine, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your fucking. If you don't own a gun, you might as well be walking around with a T-shirt that says, "I don't own a gun. Why don't you break into my house, kill my dog, fuck my wife, and eat my fucking tuna casserole because I don't have a weapon to defend myself." After all this shit that just fucking happened, are you kidding me?
Exactly.
That gun control argument is, you set it back 20 fucking years.
I agree, man.
Set it back 20 fucking years, bro.
Yeah.
And you know what the thing is? These people are so fucking dumb. They're playing from an old playbook, one from like 1972. And the problem is, life has changed so much. We live in an information age. I can check your fucking lies now on the internet. I can see that you're lying to me, and you're doing it over and over and over again. These people just tell lies.
Right.
They tell fucking lies, and they never apologize for it. Look what they did to General Michael Flynn, okay? I'm sorry. The reason he lied to the FBI is because they threatened to go after his son. What the fuck would you do?
But what happened to General Flynn should never happen again in our country. He was persecuted.
So yeah, but the fact is they knew there was nothing there. They recommended to dismiss the case, and then they set this fucking guy up on the fucking Logan Act from like some ridiculous fucking Civil War fucking law. That's all you came up with was the Logan Act? I mean, the guy was the fucking national security advisor for the Obama administration. I mean, they got rid of him, but, you know, but he knew what was going on. So they framed him up. And if you look at all these people that are going, they couldn't get Trump because you investigated a guy for 3.5 fucking years.
Yep.
You investigated and nothing. I'd like to do the same investigation on guys like Schiff and Pelosi, and Schumer. Let's see how clean these motherfuckers come up.
We don't hate anybody, not anybody in the world. So don't accuse me.
I did not accuse
you. You did.
I asked the question.
You did.
You know, you can rest assured of anything. Whatever anybody's accusing you of, they're doing it themselves. And they're pointing a finger at you to take the heat off themselves. You know, Antifa, the mainstream media are all arms of the Democratic National Committee. And I don't buy any of it anymore.
It is not about one situation. It's about the same situation happening again and again and again and again.
I think, like, to your point, I think and this election is a very important one. I think this Antifa, by doing what they did and tearing down our statues, is really going to get the opposite effect of what they want to do, because I think
I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with you. And you know, I really think, like, this seems to be okay with Bill de Blasio. Hey, they're just you know.
I spent a lot of time today in Brooklyn, a lot of time today in Manhattan, and what I saw was some very, very systematic efforts by a very few people to create a negative atmosphere.
Hey, they're just expressing themselves. They're going, well, first off, that shit belongs to everybody. That shit was paid for fucking taxpayers' dollars. Look, I get it. You can be offended at history all you want. And if it does, that's the smart thing. So then you know not to repeat it. The thing is about history, if you don't know, but I don't even think they know what the fuck they're doing. And look, you look at those two lawyers that threw those Molotov cocktail bombs at the New York City squad cars. Those kids are facing 80 years in fucking jail. So apparently, you didn't get a good education as far as legal goes.
This is got to stop. And the only way they hear us is through violence, through the means that they use.
You're a fucking lawyer and you're that dumb. You spent fucking 7 years getting your legal fucking your law degree, and you just fucking ruined it. You're going to jail for 80 fucking years. And all these kids with the social media and the videotape and all this stuff, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. And you're going to fucking jail. I hope you're happy. I hope the $150 that George Soros gave you to protest was fucking worth it. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that the mayor should have pulled his police department back the way that the mayor in Minneapolis did. I think the mayor should have done that, because if he really cared about his police officers, he should have realized that it's not worth them getting hurt.
Looking ahead now, like the world's so chaotic and so crazy, and you bring up all these points. Where do you see the future? Do you see it like, are we going to get past this and get back to normalcy, or is it going to be a new normal, or is the...
I hate fucking new normal.
Yeah.
You'll stick that up your fucking ass. Because that's what they want.
Yeah,
they want
right.
You wearing a mask so they can't see you smile. So you can't smile at anybody. You got to have a mask on. And then they want you 6 feet apart from it. Because they don't want you talking, communicating with each other. They don't want you having a discussion or civil discourse. They've taken advantage. Never let a good crisis go to waste. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah,
Never let a good crisis go to waste. We'll separate people. We'll get them quarantining. They'll feel isolated. They'll be by themselves. They won't be able to talk to each other. It's all a giant fucking hand job. It is going to get back to normal. And I'll tell you what, the silent majority in about 6 months is going to fucking speak. And they've had enough. And there's a great awakening going on in this country. This country is being run. I mean, there's fucking satanic fucking pedophiles and endochrome and there's this shit going on out there that you wouldn't even fucking believe. That you wouldn't even believe. I don't know if you want to explain the 200 CEOs that resigned from their Fortune 500 companies, and half of them went to Epstein Island. and all this shit. And now, I mean, there's a long list of this. It's satanic. It's fucking evil. Our country's not that bad. It's not bad.
It's a great country.
It's a great country. It's, you know what? Most people in it are fucking great people. They'll help you change a fucking tire on the freeway. They'll help you out. I mean, especially during times like a pandemic, you see the best of human nature, but you also see the worst of human nature. But that's fucking human nature. I can't help it that you weren't raised by decent, loving, caring people that didn't teach you how to love humanity. And I do. I can think you could tell. I'm a people fucking person. You know what I mean? I'm a real humanitarian.
Well, you're awesome, man. And man, I appreciate you kind of letting us know all this stuff and giving us your opinion on things.
Well, you know, man, I mean, you know, everybody, I've had a lot of time for the last 3 months to go down some fucking deep rabbit holes. And I always go, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. Let's look into it. I mean, you know, it's like that line from The Godfather. Michael, businessmen and senators don't have people murdered. He goes, now who's being naive, Kate?
Yeah.
I mean, that's, to me, like The Godfather is like 1 and 2 with everything you need to know about fucking life. But I'm telling you, you know, I mean, look at guys like Anthony Weiner. I mean, this guy was sending his fucking dick pics to a 17-year-old in fucking Maryland. This guy was a fucking U.S. senator. If you don't think that fucking Joe Biden is a creepy fucking pedophile, that a mentally diminished one at that, but he's smelling fucking, I mean, look at all the photos of him. He's a fucking, look, these people are fucking out. I mean, I'm sorry. Do your own homework, but wake the fuck up, America. You know, this whole thing is like, you know, that people are tearing down fucking statues and beating people up who have MAGA hats on. I mean, what kind of world are we living in? What kind of, you're not allowed to express your, you know, that's your First Amendment. You're allowed to fucking say whatever you want and talk whatever you want. And you get all these mobs out there waiting to come at you and burn down. You know, look, fuck cancel culture. I say we cancel culture. You're talking about the dumbest, most uneducated segment of society. They're out there. They want to cancel everybody. You know,
it's freedom of speech as long as you agree with them.
Yeah, they don't want to hear your opinion unless it's their opinion coming out of your mouth.
Exactly, man.
We'll leave it if you want to wrap it up there, because I got some knocking. I'm getting ready to knock out.
Yeah, man. Jim, I appreciate you doing all this for us, man. You brought a lot of knowledge and a lot of rant to this. And
that's what I do, bro. I'm a ranter and a raver. You know,
and we appreciate it. And everybody.
How's the comedy scene doing back there? You guys getting back to work a little bit or no?
Yeah, Governor's is back up and running they have a patio stage now, an outdoor stage that they just built.
Yeah.
So they've been getting some shows out there. We have, you know, I don't know if you know Carrie Kravitz and Christopher Roach. Yeah, they're both performing this weekend over there. And
you look like Chris Roach's little brother.
Yeah, we did. I'd be definitely little compared to him for sure.
Yeah.
And last week Joey Cola kind of opened up the stage.
The king.
Yeah.
The king. Long Island, Joey Cola. I love Joey.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, so that's cool, man. Well, good luck getting back to work out there. Hopefully these COVID numbers won't spike too heavily and we can get back. Because I think, having said all this and all this craziness and stuff, I really do think people need to laugh more now. You know, I think we've taken ourselves so fucking seriously. I mean, Jesus, man. I mean, making people laugh is fucking essential. It lightens everybody up, makes people feel very good. It's fucking healing. So, I mean, I can't wait to get back to work and back to doing it. But thanks for having me on, and we'll see when all this is over, I guess.
Thank you, and yeah, man, you're awesome, dude. Enjoy your food, the gnocchi that you made there, and is that what you made? What'd you make again?
Yeah, gnocchi with my meat sauce,
Yeah,
my gravy for the noodles. You know, I'm an Irish.
Nice.
I should be making gravy for the noodles. It's done. So I'm putting up the air conditioner down here a little bit. I'm starting to get a little hot. But awesome, man. Well, enjoy your day. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Thank you, my friend. Take care. Jimmy Shubert, ladies and gentlemen.
So I want to ask you this question. Is it better to be loved or feared?
That's a good question.
Who cares about that right now? All we need to do is laugh. So make sure that you watch Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up right here on GubsRadio.com.
How many times do I have to tell you? People don't respect him. They fear him. And there's a big difference. You want to be somebody? Be somebody who works for a living and takes care of his family.
We on TV.
Hello there, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. In Predator movie, I was fighting a predator monster that sometimes was invisible and other times we could see it. But this coronavirus is always invisible. We cannot see it. The only way we can fight it is to reduce the spread and stop the spread. And the most effective way to do that is to wear a mask. So please, if you stop the virus from getting out there, there'll be less virus out there to infect the people. So if you want to go to the supermarket, be a shopper. But please wear a mask when you do that. And if you don't wear a mask, what line am I going to say from the movie to you? If your face is out there without the mask, what line? Think about it. From Predator movie. I'm going to say, you're one ugly mother. Wear a mask. Be an asshole.
All right, Benny. Well, that's our show for today, man. It's a lot of fun as always.
What an awesome show it was.
Yes,
it's
indeed.
always fun.
I do want to thank again Jimmy Shubert and Ron Barba for coming out. Thanks again to Ken Pichelle for making that great song parody. Benny the Gagoots. It's just
oh man, I love it. I want to thank Ron Jeremy for never touching my boobs. I really want to thank him for that.
Yeah, he never pinched your nipple.
He never pinched my nipple, but he did grab me on the butt one time. But that was at an open mic.
Yeah. Well, I do want everyone to subscribe to our YouTube page and go to our YouTube page. All the videos, all the interviews and everything you saw will be available on our YouTube page right after the show. So just go on there, subscribe to us, watch all the content. There's even content you haven't seen that's on there.
Yeah.
All kinds of goodies. So check it out and subscribe and share with all your friends and let everybody know about Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up. Or
PUSUSU, baby, PUSUSU.
Yes, indeed. Well, thanks again, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We will see you next week, everybody. Peace.
Yeah.